I built an AI sales team with Claude. I installed it in a client's business, and now I have more people asking for something like this than I can even handle. But I'm going to show you exactly what I built. And this is for anyone that has a book a call funnel, like SaaS companies, agencies, online service providers, coaches, etc. But what I built increases your sales by 15 to 30% without more leads. That means you don't have to spend a single more dollar on advertising. You don't have to do any more content marketing. That pipeline that you already are getting, it will convert 15 to 30% of each step better than what you're currently doing. And a little bit about me, I've worked with over 500 businesses in this space. I've helped generate tens of millions of dollars in this space. And I've worked with some of the biggest names in these industries right here that you have all seen all over the internet. I am normally just the back-end guy to help fulfill on a lot of them and their clients. Now, let me jump into this. So obviously, Claude is a superpower as of right now, and it's one of the best AI models out there to be able to help business owners just like yourself. Before I show you exactly how to implement this and how to do this, I want to get really clear on what the live funnel would look like. So right here, these are the typical funnel steps. You have your traffic sources. This could be paid ads, YouTube, content marketing, whatever the case may be. You can have joint webinars, etc. Anyway, you typically drive people over to an opt-in page. And then from that opt-in page, you have a few different mechanisms. They can either go to a VSL, they can go straight to your calendar page right here. You can drive them to a webinar, etc. Now, inside of here, this is normally your lead bucket. All your leads that come into this stage, they typically fall right inside of here. And if you increase this one number, you will double your business, assuming the rest of your numbers stay the same. And that is this number right here. And it's one of the easiest numbers to actually double. Now, after that, normally people go to a thank you page and you'll jump on the sales calls. Then you'll either close them or you won't close them. But in reality, if you were able to double this number right here, you would be able to double the business. Because if you had 15 calls, let's just say hypothetically, out of this funnel right here, you had 1,000 eyes that came into your funnel. Around a 30% opt-in would give you 300 people that would opt in. After that, the amount of people that would self-book, assuming it was a 5%, would be 15 people. Now imagine the same funnel, but 30 of these people booked instead of 15%, or even 45 people booked. So then you went from a 5% to a 15%, right? And it's not that hard when you think about it. When you look at this number right here, which is 285 people didn't book. Now that is a lot of people that basically came to your businesses and said, hey Ty, I'm interested in what you do. I want to be able to check out more or hear more. Now, the small percentage that do take action, these are going to be the people that are the lowest hanging fruit inside of your funnel that you'll probably be able to close today. But the rest of these people, just because they didn't book, it doesn't mean that they're not here for you. Or they're not here to buy from you. Now, what most businesses have is they have a human appointment setter that calls these people. And, they might be on them like white on rice for the first week or so. But after that, that's when they typically start to enter their your guys' nurture sequences, your emails, your SMS blasts, et cetera, et cetera. But imagine a scenario where you were hyper-personalized in the type of content that you were delivering to each specific prospect. So instead of these 285 people, instead of them all getting generic content that everybody else inside of this list is getting, now they're getting hyper-targeted content for the specific problem or pain point that they entered your funnel in. So let's say hypothetically, one person had and I'm using an agency as an example, but one person had a show up rate problem and another person had a close rate problem. Those are two totally different problems that you have to solve for, that this prospect is now leaning on you to be able to get resolved. So instead of sending them all this generic content, that is actually where you're losing all of these leads. And that's why your conversion rate is probably so low. Now, the way to increase this is something that I call the personal persuasion gap. And this is how you can actually increase your throughput of your entire funnel by 15 to 30%. So all these numbers right here, this number, your show up rate percentage, your close rate percentage, etc. Now, again, I'm only going to focus on this one for this video because I don't want to make this video super long. But for bucket one lead, how do you win in this stage? And again, these are all the leads that came inside of here that didn't book. Now, with these 285 people, you have to you have to do a multitude of different things. You have to have personalized outreach based on their form questions. You have to respond super quick. This is something this is something humans just cannot do. They can't just reach out to these people, hyper personalize and know everything about the lead right when they come in, just because we don't have the tools, we don't have the access, we don't have the MCP servers, etc., to be able to just tap into all the knowledge that's on the internet. Aside from that, yes, we could share relevant content pretty quickly, but if you think about it, humans get very lazy. How often are they going to go and try and find relevant content based on the pain point or the context of the conversation that's already been having with each client, each of these 285 people, in order to send them relevant content? Probably not much. Also, you want to be able to build trust by sending them case studies and different assets or materials that you have of you on the internet. It could be trainings, webinars, recordings, masterminds, etc., etc. But the question is, how do you win in this stage? You follow up consistently, not just 1 week, not just 2 weeks, not just throwing them in some long-tailed nurture sequence. Yes, you can do all these things, and yes, you'll probably be fine. But the real problem is that you're not being hyper-personalized to each and every single lead inside of here. And again, the whole reason this matters is because imagine this number went from 5% at 15 calls booked to 10% at 30 calls booked. Now, with this funnel and these numbers, this would double your business alone just by doing this. And most people overlook how simple this can possibly be. Most people think, I have my AI appointment setting team so dialed in, or my human setter so dialed in, everything is so good. But in reality, it affects a lot of these downstream things because now people don't show up because they don't feel like the call is personalized to them. They don't close because, again, it doesn't feel like it's personalized for them. That's how you win in any of these industries right here. You win because you're very good at delivering a service or an outcome to a specific person. Now, if your sale is tailored to each person, that's just going to increase your throughput 4 times more than any human would. And again, so what exactly could an AI agent do? And this is exactly what Claude does right here. And this is how I was able to build this inside of Claude. Now, it follows up as much as you'd like with each lead. It understands each lead and actually enriches all of the data. It does all the research of each business that comes in. It understands them, the probable pain points, etc. It sends personalized nurture assets based on each lead. And for example, it could be your YouTube videos. It could be your blog posts. It could be, any online courses, webinars, or anything it is that you have. And it can just consistently send these things based on what they've shared with you in your business that's going wrong with their business, where they're like, hey, this is what I want help with. And even just to show you, even if you had a 15 to 30% lead throughput increase, again, this is something like I was showing you above, it could double your business just by doing something as simple as this. Now, what exactly does this Claude agent that I built do? Now, what it does is it responds to leads within 30 seconds or less. It nurtures each lead that comes in, so therefore it already understands them. It knows what assets to send them. It knows how to get them to book in a call. It auto follows up with these leads. It can book them in on your calendar. It can reopen old deals, and it can revive all of your dead leads inside of your database. Then it also has a personalization layer, which is able to segment each lead. So it's like, hey, this lead is hot, this lead is cold. This one came in for this pain point, XYZ, so we should send them this type of content. It can match the tonality of each person, enrich all the data, and remembers all the objections. Remember, the whole goal of this, it's not necessarily based around the personalization or, any of these awesome things. It's really just to make you more money inside of your business. That's the whole reason this entire system I built is here. It's so you can implement it, so you can make more money without having to hire more humans or without having to do more work. Because now we live in a world where AI can do all of these different things. It's smarter than humans, has more context, it has more memory, and it's a lot faster. Now, the reason this scales is because, again, you probably heard it. It never sleeps. It works 24/7. that's so played off. That's so played off nowadays, but like it's so true. It acts like a human when it's being conversational, but it doesn't have any of the human drag that comes along with employees, vacation, sick, etc. It has conversational memory with everyone. It has multi-channel inside of it, so email, SMS. I'm actually working on building a calling agent, which is actually really good. It's just that the problem with calling agents inside of these industries, it requires a little bit more sales, and I don't think that the phone aspect is there just yet, to be honest. But I think it's pretty close. But also it has zero handoffs. So if you run a team of multiple different appointment setters, depending on how you structure your team, it just stays with one contextual AI AI appointment setter that already understands everything. And it can also plug in with all of your existing CRM and your tech stack. But the beauty of this is it literally remembers all of your prospects. I got to change that word: prospects, conversations, and history. So whenever a lead came in, if they came in 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a decade ago, it's still going to remember what problems they came in with and serve them content based on their specific problem. Then it's going to be able to reach out to them and be able to create custom sequences to each lead coming in. That's how you're able to go ahead and increase your current leads in your current funnel by 15 to 30%, just by overcoming this personal persuasion gap. So guys, if you want to learn exactly how you can do this, or how me and my team can go ahead and implement or even build you a custom AI agent like this, or even just hear more about it, click the link in the description. It's just going to take you to a form. Fill it out. I'll reach out to you. But anyway, aside from that, guys, if you want some of the Claude prompts or anything, you can also just comment the word prompt, and I will send you over a lot of the prompts that I created so it can do a lot of this for you. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video.